What's going on, everybody? It's Coach Johnny. We're out here in Miami. This is my new home. And today I'm gonna teach you what it takes to have full speed, linear, multi-directional, plyometric, and how to harness it, control it to your genetic potential. A lot of people wanna come out and reinvent the wheel. They wanna showcase fancy drills, fancy footwork, a lot of BS. But all we're doing is simplifying everything and just give you a straight line shot to speed. Today I'm gonna give you some of the best drills out there, some of the things that have stood the test of time, the things that were given to me by the great mentors that I've had over the years. And what I'm gonna do to you is show you what it takes to be on my field and be with Coach Johnny. So, first off, as you can see, I'm not wearing any shoes. Why am I not wearing any shoes? Because plantar fasciitis is one of the biggest problems with high-level athletes and just athletes in general. Our shoes were not designed to support high performance. In fact, a lot of the shoes out there counterproduct what the actual form of performance that they were intended to do. And quite frankly, with that being said, we're just gonna simplify with all the bullshit I just said. We need to strengthen our feet and our ankles, because the feet and the ankles are the first problem that goes wrong with an athlete. It's kind of like your alternator, because then once your alternator goes bad, then everything else happens. The engine, the transmission. So in human performance, when the ankles and the feet go bad, guess what happens next? Knee, then hip flexors, and then the hamstrings. A lot of athletes harp on their genetic skills and they never learn the basics. They never learn the basics of strength, and they never learn the basics of speed. And I will say that their speed is taught, but some athletes are just more genetically capable. And that's okay, but it can be taught. Speed can be taught. It's progression. It's just like in the weight room. Today, we don't have a weight room, which is fine. We got the beautiful Miami Flamingo Park turf, and this is my mecca. This is my home. And now, you're gonna see me rock Miami like I rock Washington, D.C., like I rock the North. Now I'm rocking the South. But we got warm climate year round, so there's no damn excuses. This place is gonna be filled with my athletes, and best believe there's gonna be blood, sweat, and tears of pure success that are gonna be driven through like-minded individuals and great coaching. I promise you that. When you see us, you're gonna know that they're on that pro train. This is pro train athletes. So now we're gonna get into our dynamic warm-up. Here we go. We're gonna start off with just a basic get down, stretch the quad, hold. And I'm gonna go 5 yards. I like to be slow and controlled. I don't rush the movement. All I'm doing is focusing on the movement, my core control, my breathing, my posture, which is gonna later be totally utilized in my sprinting. If you have shitty posture, best believe you're gonna be slow as shit. Excuse my language, but don't excuse it. Because when you're out here, and you're out here on your football field, and your coach is running his mouth, and all he can do is curse, well, guess what? I can do the same thing, because sometimes you need anger to fight anger. And it sucks when you're slow. It sucks when you're not strong. So when my athletes come to me, I'm gonna speak freely, because that's who I am as a coach. So now we're going back 5 yards. We're gonna hold. We're not gonna bullshit the warm-up. You bullshit the warm-up, you bullshit the practice. You bullshit the practice, you bullshit the game. You bullshit the game, you lose. And if you lose, your ass is getting cut. And if your ass is getting cut, you're on a one-way trip to the CFL, and nobody wants to be in the CFL in Saskatchewan. It's cold as shit, and you're not out here in Miami with me. because I don't take no CFL players. It's like, no, I'm just playing. So here we go. Now we're gonna go hip flexors. Same thing, similar movement. I'm driving down, same leg. Stretch, hold. Stretch, hold. Stretch, hold. See how I'm controlling the movement? I'm holding my knee and my ankle, and I'm getting that isometric pause at the top. I'm driving down with my leg into that linear unilateral position. And I do apologize about the CFL comment, but here's what I was referring to. You don't want to move backwards when you're at the top. If you're in the NFL, you need to stay in the NFL. The way you stay in the NFL all starts with the warm-up, just like at the youth level, the high school level, the college level. And if you can get to that professional level, best believe it stays with the warm-up. I'm holding. My form never gets altered. Nothing changes. Nothing changes. Every movement should be almost identical to the last. Okay, now we're gonna go T-spine flexion. It's very important that we support the trunk and spine, because when we sprint, that is gonna be the key to our core development and moving in that absolute speed position. The trunk and the spine and that T-spine is the bar none, one of the most important parts, okay? So now, here we go. Palms up, always. Chest to the floor, 2 steps forward. Nice and slow. Trying to get that 1 second pause. You can't rush it. It starts to get to uncomfortableness at this point. It starts to get uncomfortable. See how I bullshitted that last rep? Guess what? That's one less play I'm gonna make on the field, because I bullshitted 1 rep. You know why? Because if I rush that change of direction, okay, I might break a tackle here, but I'm gonna end up somewhere else in the wrong position. Or sometimes it's just gonna be a non-contact injury, and I'm not gonna have no strength on that leg to be able to hold that fast burst. And if I can't hold it, guess what? ACL, baby. So pay attention to the reps that you don't make, and don't make those same mistakes. Here we go, T-spine. A little bit better. It's okay to be imperfect. My church has a motto: no imperfect people allowed. Well, this place is my church. No imperfect athletes. No perfect athletes allowed. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay. You're gonna make mistakes every day. You're gonna make mistakes every hour. But you know what? It's how we learn from those mistakes. The warm-up tells me almost everything I need to know about an athlete. Do you rush it? Do you rush the process? Because if you do, you will not last on this field. You will not last out there. And then you will just not last in a career. So now, we're gonna get into more of our dynamic stuff. All right, so first thing we're gonna do, just a basic A skip. Now, if you're an athlete, this is the one thing, bar none, all athletes in a team sports setting need to master: the A skip, a basic A skip. Because you know what that does? That teaches rhythm. All sports in the team sports setting require rhythm. And with sprinting, and all team sports have a variation of sprinting, whether it's linear, multi-directional, dominant, doesn't matter. If you can't rise rhythmically over time in a linear position, you will never have pure speed. So I'm gonna give you a basic A skip. So it's like when you jump rope. We're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so notice how my hands are coming up to around my forehead, and my backhand is going past that hip pocket. That arm action is just as important as that leg action. My toe is nice and dorsiflexed, it's pointing to the sky. When you point to the sky, that means there's no limit. And when I tell my athletes to dorsiflex, I say there's never gonna be a time in sports where you're gonna be plantar flexing. Because you do that, you might as well just go back to the bench or go to the athletic trainer or go to the doctor, because you're not gonna last long in sports. So here we go. I'm gonna give you a really nice A skip now. I'm a little bit more warmed up. Here we go. All right, so that's an A skip. Now I'm gonna go to the B skip. Now a lot of coaches, particularly in the team sports setting, do not like to teach the B skip because it overemphasizes the hamstrings, but I think that's complete bullshit, because what I like about it is it gives me that snap where they really absorb force in that absolute speed position. When they're getting that pop from that absolute speed position and that force into the ground in a cyclical manner, that is giving them context for cycling, okay? And with cycling, it's not necessarily as much in the force production into the ground as in the acceleration phase, but what it is maintaining that acceleration for as long as possible. So yes, there is ground contact time. So you need to have that pop. So here we go. So all I'm doing is coming up, out to my hamstrings right here, extending, pop into the ground. Up to my hamstrings, pop into the ground. I try not to focus too much on arm action. Most coaches don't, just because it really doesn't make sense. There's some athletes that just can really do it well. I can do it. I just don't feel the need to do it because we're just teaching context of a cycle, ground contact. So here we go. I'm gonna give you a better one because now I'm a little more warmed up once again. All right, and for the advanced athletes, I'm gonna go all ABC. I'm gonna skip showing you the C skip just because I wanna show how you can put it all together with the hip flexor and striding out to the side and then attacking the ground through a cycle, okay? So you're gonna get hip flexor, abduction, and then ground contact through a cycle. So here we go. All right, that wasn't my best one. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a 15-second break, just to cool off, trying to get all this in while talking. And I'm gonna do it better. I always do it, you always wanna do the second rep better than you do the first rep. Okay, here we go.